Legacy Maker, the All Sports Network.
Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof. Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one. I get the truth, then I give them the scoop. If anybody got a question, I give them the proof. Welcome to one-on-one at Legacy Maker Sports Network. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of One-on-One here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Of course, the quick ones editions, and you already know how we do here. Very, very excited to bring you this one today because I took a week off, and I do apologize for that. You know, the sexiest day of the year was last week, and I kind of just took a week to kind of reflect. So I do feel bad for not bringing you the power rankings last week, but also had a lot of going on personally with family members and losing a couple of really close ones. So, you know, look at that. Look at the glasses. Look at that. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they'll get better. But, losing a couple of family members and, this show is dedicated to them. My cousin Rick Perry, love you, brother. Rest easy. And my aunt, Jocelyn Clay, who we lost just a couple of days ago. So in the last week, I've lost two, and I wanted to make sure that I just kind of, I've been taking my time and getting back in it. But we're back. We're back for week 16. Tonight, we got a good one. We got 49ers and Titans tonight. Should be a really good contest tonight. And we're going to be glad to be able to bring you that bad boy to we won't be bringing it to you, but it should be a good one coming on ESPN tonight. So, not ESPN, NFL Network. I'm getting all mixed up, y'all. Don't pay no attention to me. But anyway, Titans and 49ers tonight should be a good one, but we're not going to waste any time. We're going to go ahead and get into the power rankings for the week and get this thing rolling. So, of course, you know how we do it here. We're going to start off with the bottom. And at the bottom this week, for the first time in weeks, we've got a new team at the very bottom of the league, and that is the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 2-12. The Jacksonville Jaguars are now officially the worst team in the league, technically by a couple of numbers here and there. The Jaguars, I think a lot of people thought it was going to be the Lions that were ending up with the first pick, but right now it is the Jaguars. The Lions are on a 2-game winning streak, ladies and gentlemen. The Lions are on a 2-game winning streak. Go Dan Campbell. Oh, man, it's great. Maybe I might be wrong on that. I don't think it's 2-game win streak. I think it's 2 out of the last 3. Excuse me on that. But a big win for the Lions last week as they beat one of the best teams in the NFL, the Cardinals. And they didn't do it lightly. They beat them. I mean, they beat them like 30-12. And what a game. What a game for the Lions, man, to go in there and get that dub, 30-12 over the Cardinals at home, nevertheless. So congratulations to the Lions on that. So the Jaguars are 32, the Lions are 31. Coming in at number 30, the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans got a win over the Jaguars, trying not to be at the bottom of this, list. The Texans get their third win of the season. They are 3-11. Coming in at number 29, the New York Football Jets. The Jets are 3-11 on the season, and the Jets are just, and let's just be honest with you, the Jets are the Jets. They had a lead against the Dolphins last week, but the Dolphins were able to hold on and get their 6th straight victory. Man, watch out for the Dolphins. I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, the Dolphins were the one team in this bottom that I thought could make a run towards the top, but we'll get to the Dolphins a little bit later. The Jets are at 29. At 28, the New York Football Giants. The Giants have been dealing with a lot of injuries this year, so it has not helped them at all. Daniel Jones has been out the last couple of weeks. They've had Mike Glennon start. It was so bad for Mike Glennon in that game. They brought in Jake Fromm. So that tells you how things have been for the New York Football Giants. They're now 4-10 after a 21-6 loss to the Cowboys. Next, we got the Bears coming in at 27. They are 4-10 on the season. The Bears had a It wasn't a pretty game against the Vikings on Monday night, but nevertheless, I saw some glimpses. I still think the Bears have their quarterback of the future for sure with Justin Fields. You just got to get the right guy in there. I think it's time. There might be time for Nagy to go bye-bye. But I think they got the right guy that he's just got to get the right tutelage, man. He's got to get the right tutelage there. But as a Packers fan, I mean, if he doesn't do well there, I mean, I'm not gonna be mad. But as long as he don't beat us. But anywho, next one at 26, we got the Panthers, who are 5-9. The Panthers continue to just. Oh boy, it's been a downward spiral, and even since Cam got back, they got that first victory when Cam got back against the Cardinals, and it has not been the same ever since. And it's not all Cam. That offensive line is atrocious. You don't have some of your weapons. You don't have CMC, and he's been out the last 2 years pretty much. So it's just a bad deal for the Panthers, but they're 5-9. Coming in at 25, the Seahawks. The Seahawks are 5-9. Started making a little bit. No, they started looking a little bit better on the last couple of weeks. Thought they had a chance against the Rams, weren't able to pull that bad boy off. The Seahawks are 5-9, and I thought they were going to beat the Rams, but the Rams were able to pull that one off late. Number 24, the Saints. The Saints are 6-8. The Saints team did get a dub when they needed it, and they beat the Bucs. I mean, they are the Bucs' kryptonite, and they didn't just beat the Bucs; they shut the Bucs out at home. And it doesn't even make sense when you say it out loud, but the Saints have had their number. I think there's like the last 7 regular season games, the Saints have just had their number, even with Tom Brady being there. But last year, of course, in the playoffs, Tom Brady beat them when he needed to. Next one, number 23, the Washington football team. A game against the Eagles on Tuesday night, because we've had football pretty much all week. And Tuesday night, when they had a chance to get them, couldn't pull it off. But the Eagles, came in late, came in strong, won 27-17. The Washington football team are at 23 on the countdown. At 22, the Broncos are 7-7. Now, so I'm gonna just tell y'all from this point on, from this 22 spot up until I think the rest of the league, nobody's under 500. That tells you how great or the parity we've seen in the league this year. So let's look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's only like 10 teams that are under 500, and some of it is not by a lot, but it's been that type of year. Anywho, the Broncos are 7-7, and they had a tough one against the Bengals. They had a chance to pull that one off. The Bengals desperately needed it to retake the lead in the AFC North, which they did after the Ravens were not able to defeat the Packers, but we'll talk about that as well later. At 21, we got the Browns. The Browns had a chance to take the division lead. Hey, you talking about a tight division? The AFC North can go to anybody over the next 4 weeks. It is like a game and a half behind, and somebody's going to win that division. We just don't know who. The Browns lose a tough one at home to the Las Vegas Raiders, 16-14. So we have them at 21. But like I said, pretty much I feel like this thing can flex 22 to about like number 8 on this power rankings. It could flip crazily. Crazily may not be a good proper word, but it could switch tremendously. There we go, tremendously over the next couple of weeks. One like the Browns are 21 now. They could be in the top 10. Just how tight it is in that span here in just the next couple of weeks, especially if they can get a win against the Packers this week. But I ain't trying to see none of that. So that is the bottom. Once again, Jaguars, Lions, Texans, Jets, Giants, Bears, Panthers, Seahawks, Saints, Washington football team, Broncos, and Browns. That is the bottom this week heading into week 16. And there's a couple of teams in the bottom that can make a run. I told you, like the Browns could go in there and make a run. We don't know. The Broncos still have a chance in the AFC West. It's a little thin now, but they still have a chance to make the playoffs, so you can't look past them. All right, now, of course, let's hit to the outside looking in. Outside looking in, you got the Eagles at 20, the Raiders at 19, the Saints at 18, the Vikings at 17, and the Steelers at 16. And look at the records. Eagles 7-7 after beating the Washington football team. Raiders 7-7 after beating the Browns. Saints 7-7. Excuse me, I did that wrong. Wait a minute. Yeah. So Saints are 7-7 after that. I think I might have mixed that up a little bit, but yeah. So the Saints are 7-7 after that one. And they are second place in that division. So, I mean, you're looking what you're seeing there, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So I got to go back a little bit, and I think I might have slipped. So that Saints, that's 6-8 on the last graphic here. We'll go back to it. That's actually supposed to be the Falcons. I don't know why I keep doing that. I did that the week before last, and I spelled the Falcons as the Falcos. So that Saints that you see at 24 there is actually the Falcons at 6-7. So I do apologize on that. I think my mind might be a little bit fried. But let's go back to it. So actually, the Saints are 7-7 at number 18. The Falcons are actually at the 24 slot. So excuse me for that one, y'all. Then we've got the Vikings at 7-7, and right now currently hold that last spot in the NFC playoffs. They are 7-7, and then the Steelers are 7-6-1, and we have them at 16. And the Steelers last week found a way to beat the Titans. The Titans had an opportunity. If they could have won that game, they would be the 1 seed in the AFC, but they could not pull it off. And they've been beaten up, especially with no King Henry, but he could come back for the playoffs. They just need to get to the playoffs, and then you get your gift and get King Henry back. Maybe they get AJ Brown, and who knows? The sky's the limit there for the Titans if they can get all their big time pieces back. So that's your outside looking in: Eagles, Raiders, Saints, Vikings, Steelers. Now let's hit you, ladies and gentlemen, with the top 15 heading into week 16. And this is the team that I'm very excited about, only because I picked them to make the playoffs at the beginning of the year, and I want them to make me look good. So please make me look good. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins coming in on the countdown at number 15. They've had a really rough year. At one point, they were, I think, like 31 at one point. Now look at them climbing back up to 15. They're on a 6-game winning streak after being 1-7. They're now 7-7 with a chance. They lose a lot of tiebreakers. A lot of things have to go their way in order for the Dolphins to make the playoffs. But it's fun to watch. I will say that. So, much love to Brian Flores and his crew down in Miami for bouncing back and not giving up when they could have easily given up. At 14, the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Baltimore Ravens have lost 3 straight games. They were 8-3 at one point and the number 1 seed in the AFC. In the last 3 weeks, things have just not gone the way of the Ravens. And I don't want to say, I almost feel kind of bad for them because I feel like they were in a really good spot at one point, and it's just falling apart. So, if you go back and look at this, the last game they won was against the Browns back in November. They lost a game to the Steelers on December the 5th, where they had a chance to tie it up, maybe go to overtime, but they went for the 2-point conversion. Didn't pan out for them. The next week, they played the Browns. They lose that one by 2, 24-22. Then they lose to the Packers 31-30. Same scenario from the Steelers game. All they had to do was kick the field goal, potentially going to overtime. But there was still 42 seconds left, and, of course, Aaron Rodgers is there. I was in the building with my son. We had an absolute ball. It was great. It was great for the first time, go Pack Go, all that fun stuff. So it was a great moment with my son at this game. I'm just glad Green Bay won because I wasn't trying to go home sad. But anywho, with that being said, the crazy thing about this for the Ravens is that the Ravens have not lost. The Ravens are the only team in NFL history. This is the closest margin on a 3-game losing streak to lose by 4 points. No one has ever done it in NFL history. So Ravens got to find a way to get it together. At number 13, the Los Angeles Chargers. Tough game against the now number 1 seed in the AFC, the Chiefs, in overtime in Los Angeles. So it was a great game. The Chiefs winning in overtime 34-28. We got the Chargers at 13. At 12, the Bengals, the new leaders in the AFC North, the Bengals. And then I almost want to say by default, but they were able to defeat the Broncos 15-10. They are now number 12, and they hold the destiny in their hands and potentially making the playoffs again for the first time in a minute. Next, number 11, the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, the 49ers are one of my wild card teams, and not like just wild card players, but wild card teams to make a run to the Super Bowl. San Francisco is one of those teams. If they can continue to play great defense, and with Deebo Samuel, all things are possible. They're the team to watch out for in the NFC. I'm telling you now, be very careful of a San Francisco 49ers team, especially if they get hot. They won their last 2 games. They're starting to cook. just watch out for this San Francisco team. Tonight, a big test against the Titans. I have them winning this game tonight. So watch out for San Francisco, man. They could be 9-6, and really watch out for them in the NFC West. They may have a chance to sneak and win that thing. We'll see. Next, number 10, the Buffalo Bills. The Bills beat the Panthers. Much needed win for Buffalo after some weird weeks. But they are sitting at number 10 on our countdown, and they're a game behind in the AFC East, and they got a chance against the Patriots this week to make up ground, change things around. Number 9, the Indianapolis Colts, my other team. The Indianapolis Colts is on the AFC side, my wild card team. Think about these two games. If they beat the Ravens, if they had beat the Ravens, and if they had beat the Bucks, they would be 10-4. Okay, they would be 10-4, and they would be the number 1 seed, or at least number 2 seed in the AFC. They're sitting back now because of games they should have won that they kind of gave away. So just watch out for this Colts team. They could be dangerous in the playoffs. At number 8, the Tennessee Titans. They're holding on by a string, but I think they still got a chance to make some things happen. Next, number 7, the Cardinals, who've had a bad couple of weeks here. The Cardinals are now 10-4, but they have to be careful because they're starting to slide. They were the number 1 seed. They've been without DeAndre Hopkins, and Kyler Murray is trying to get those guys in the playoffs. They should still get in the playoffs, but it's going to be tight to see if they can win the NFC West. Excuse me. Next, speaking of a team that beat them in the last couple of weeks, the Rams are number 6 on this countdown. They're 10-4. A nice win for the Rams against the Seahawks. Of course, they beat the Cardinals. They're starting to click now with OBJ. Their running game is still a little bit, has been a little bit beat up with injuries and, COVID and all that other stuff. So they're trying to get themselves together. But the Rams are another team to watch out for. They're starting to climb back up after a 3-game losing streak. So the Rams are the number 16. Number 5, the New England Patriots. Despite a very tough loss to the Colts last Saturday, I still like this Patriots team. They're 9-5. I don't want to put anything past them yet. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. I could have easily pushed them back, but I still like this Patriots team. We'll see what they can do over the next couple of weeks. Number 4, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Very tough loss to the Saints, but the Saints just got the numbers, and sometimes it's like that. Some teams just have your number, and in this case, that's what was going on there. But the Saints win that one 9-0, and the Buccaneers are number 4 and at 10-4 on our countdown. And number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are now the number 1 seed in the AFC. Go KC, right? I mean, at one point we had them all the way down. They started out the season at number 2, eventually went all the way down into the bottom. Now they've crawled their way back up, and the Chiefs are on fire right now. They've been winning, and even though to me it doesn't feel like the normal Chiefs team, they still found themselves to put themselves in a good position to potentially be the number 1 seed, which they are currently right now. And who knows, maybe make another run at the Super Bowl here, maybe for their 3rd straight year. Number 2, the Dallas Cowboys, 10-4. Dallas is playing good football right now. They had a nice win on Sunday against the Giants. They have the Washington football team on Sunday night this week. Big game for both teams. Of course, it's a rivalry game. Washington needs this to stay afloat in the playoff race. And number 1, the Green Bay Packers, 11-3. I take a lot of pride in this, but like I tell people before, yes, Green Bay won the division. That's all nice and dandy, and I'm happy for them. But guess what? Until the Green Bay Packers can find a way to get to the NFC Championship game and win the NFC Championship game and get into the Super Bowl, this Packers fan can't be happy. So maybe that's just me being football arrogant. I couldn't tell you. But I'm happy that they're the number 1 seed as of right now, and technically the best team in the NFL as of right now. But we have a long ways to go, and I want to see what they can do here in the stretch. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I refuse to do it. All right, y'all. Green Bay's number 1. All right, so that was our power rankings for at least going into week 16. And we're going to go over them one more time, and then we'll give you our top 5, ladies and gentlemen, and that will be it. You can go back and enjoy some football. So here it is right here at the bottom. You got the Jaguars, Lions, Texans, Jets, Giants, Bears, Panthers, Seahawks, Saints, Washington football team, Broncos, and Browns in that order. Then in the outside looking in, you got the Eagles, the Raiders, the Saints, the Vikings, and the Steelers. At number 15, the Dolphins. At number 14, the Ravens. At number 13, the Chargers. At number 12, the Bengals. At number 11, the 49ers. Number 10, the Bills. Number 9, the Colts. Number 8, the Titans. At number 7, the Cardinals. Number 6, the Rams. Number 5, the Patriots. Number 4, the Buccaneers. Number 3, the Chiefs. Number 2, the Cowboys. And number 1, the Green Bay Packers. And of course, I'm not going to go without getting you our late season list for MVP. And here it is. At number 5, Michael Parsons. Yes, Michael Parsons probably going to be the defensive rookie of the year, but he's got a chance to be the defensive player of the year. He's been all over the field for the Dallas team, and the Dallas defense has been the most steady part of that team. And I know a lot of people did not see that one coming in. I did, because I told people that defense would be better because Dan Quinn was coming from a head coach to a defensive coordinator, and that was his main focus. And look, that's all I'm saying. They're a better defense now. But Michael Parsons has been an amazing rookie. I got him at number 5. At number 4, Cooper Kupp is out here just on pace to try to break records as a receiver this year. Phenomenal job for Cooper Kupp. I don't know where that Rams team would be without Cooper Kupp. I got him at number 4. Number 3, Tom Brady. Only that 3. We had him at 2, I think, a couple weeks ago. He would have been a little bit higher if it wasn't for this week's performance. But like I said, you lose Godwin, you lose Fournette. You didn't have Mike Evans. You lost a lot of key pieces in that game. So for me, I got Tom Brady at 3. Number 2, Jonathan Taylor. Taylor could easily be number 1 here. I just think he's so important to that Colts team. Yeah, they're 8-6, but he is so important to that team. Without him, this team may not be nowhere near where they are in the standings. And number 1, Aaron Rodgers. Yes, Aaron Rodgers got the Packers with the best record in the league at 11-3, and the numbers are not sexy, but if you look at it, Aaron has played great football, and as usual, he doesn't turn the football over. Knock on wood. And right now I got him as the number 1. All right, everybody, that is it for one-on-one here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. I hope you all enjoyed it for this week's power rankings heading into week 16 and, of course, a quick ones edition. Thank you all for tuning in. I truly appreciate you all. Make sure that you go out there, follow the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Check us out on all our social media platforms. Truly appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Enjoy the game tonight. Titans versus 49ers. I got the 49ers winning that one. Y'all take care of each other. Until next time.
One. Welcome to the one-on-one. When it comes to ratings, man, we number one.